Yo. Welcome to the PHNX Daily Bet Show, brought to you by the one and only DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook. Download today using code PHNX and receive $150 in free bets when you place one or more dollar on any football game this week. Let's go! It's Friday. It's football effing Friday. It's football fucking Friday, man. Come on.
You can say the F word here.
That was our GM Saul. He's in the mood today. So as always, I'm joined by my prop provocateur. I think I might have used that one already. I don't think I have.
No, that's
actually.
a new one.
Good. Johnny Venerable. Johnny, how you feeling today on this wonderful football Friday?
What's the good word, Shane? It's weird because I was off yesterday for a show I didn't do since we've started this. And then I see you and Jacob, hanging out and doing the show together. And Jacob and I typically do the show together on Wednesdays. So it's like Jacob is both of our mistress and we don't know it. So it's like we're a married couple. And then he's trying to like break us apart, and I'm emotional over it, frankly.
Well, I can assure you that Jacob was not on the show yesterday. I actually did it with DNVR, so don't worry about that. Okay. Everything's good. But I did miss you.
But I just outed myself now.
I did miss you wholly because I went 1 for 3 on my bets for Thursday Night Football after a strong performance on Monday Night Football. So I think with you here, we'll get back on track a little bit.
Did you put that bet down that I heard about? It was like 750,000 money line on the Carolina Panthers. Did you put that bet down? Was that
no? You? I didn't because I lost my bets. I didn't win. Actually, no. The one that I did hit was the -8. Did that hit? Yeah, that hit.
Yeah, it hit.
Yeah, that hit. Okay, all right.
Real talk though, the guy that put that bet down. It was low-key hilarious, like in the second quarter where it looked like Houston might make it a game.
Yeah.
And McCaffrey goes out. What do you think that guy was thinking at that point? Like
he was probably thinking,
just like, are you on the toilet the whole second half with your laptop in front of you, just like watch? I wouldn't even be able to watch the actual game on TV. I would have to. You ever do that where you're just so nervous you have to watch like the what do you call it? The play-by-play on like ESPN.
Oh, the game cast?
Yeah, the game.
Dude,
cast.
have you ever? The worst thing is watching the MLB on Gamecast because it like fucks with you because the ball, like you can see the ball like flying from the plate and it keeps going and going and going. You're like, stop it. And then like if the team that you don't want to hit a home run hits a home run, like fireworks come up and you're like,
right.
And it's like, pew, woo. And you're so
I have
sad.
been guilty of watching like pivotal Cardinal games, like quarters at a time, purely on Gamecast because I'm so nervous I can't watch the TV.
It's like that meme that I sent you over the weekend of when the team you bet on fumbles the ball in the first quarter and then it goes to the commercial and it's like chocolate chip with a cookie dough scoop this. And the guy's just sitting there like all right, let's get into it, baby. It's football Friday. We'll start with Johnny first. Johnny, what do you like on the slate? What are your picks for this week?
This Sunday, I feel really good about a couple teams that have been underperformers and all coming off a week 2 loss. Let's first start with Atlanta at the Giants. The Giants, I think, are one of the worst teams in the league. Atlanta showed a little bit of life last week against Tampa. The Giants are potentially missing Evan Ingram again. Kenny Galladay has just been a hot mess of a free agent signing for them. Atlanta's starting to figure it out minus Julio Jones. They got the tight end involved a little bit more last week. Calvin Ridley looks better. Third week for Arthur Smith, who I'm a big fan of. I think they win outright. I almost like them on the money line for that game. Steelers -3. The Steelers again, when Tomlin and company are off a loss, they typically play really well. Especially, I know they're not the underdog in this game, but it just feels like that. Cincinnati,
for sure,
off an emotional win against Chicago. They're a team I think that rolls on the road this week. I'm just not buying Cincinnati at all. And I said the Bengals won last week. They lost, but they did play better. And then the Seahawks -2 is not my lock of the week, but it's damn close. Yeah. They're at Minnesota. I get it. Minnesota's at home, first home game of the year. They're probably desperate. The Seahawks just blew a big game at home to Tennessee. Yeah. How often can we say Russell Wilson and company lose multiple games in a row? And after what Kyler Murray did to this Minnesota defense last week and what equated to about 3 quarters of play, I think Russell Wilson, I think the secondary that I saw in person last week against Minnesota will not be able to stop Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf. I think Seattle wins handedly. And I think for a couple teams, we're going to see 0-3 starts and their season's already going to be done. I think Minnesota's one of them.
Yeah, and with Dalvin Cook, that came out this morning that he's going to be a true game time decision,
Get
and
that
that
line right now while you can get it, because it's
yeah,
going to go.
for sure, it's going to move. It's going to move a lot. The Dalvin Cook factor, if he doesn't play in that game, where's the offense coming from? I mean, I don't trust a Kirk Cousins ball to Justin Jefferson 10 times a game
Yeah.
or to Thielen 10 times a game. So I'm with you on that. We'll pull up mine. I also have the Seahawks -2 as one of my picks. We went over that. Nothing more to cover. Patriots -3. I like a lot. I just think that defense was able to pick off Zach Wilson 4 times, and Zach Wilson's arm talent even now is probably similar to Jameis, and what Jameis showed against a good Carolina defense last week is gonna be put under a microscope or put under a magnifying glass for um, uh, the Patriots defense, because they're a lot better than what I think the Carolina secondary is, even though the Carolina secondary was ranked 1 after the first 2 weeks. I also like the Bears. This is weird, or it's supposed to say +7, not -7. So that's supposed to say +7. I do not like the Bears -7. That would be an insane alternate line pick.
The Bears money line for that game is plus 260 if you're feeling frisky there. But
yeah, so yeah, I'm taking the Bears +7 in that game. Chicago, or the Browns to me are borderline frauds. I think they're very talented. OBJ says he's in the best shape of his life. We'll see how that goes. But with Baker Mayfield at the helm right now, he's fired up, but that's not good enough to get you wins in the NFL. Just to enjoy playing football doesn't work. This isn't Little League. This isn't Pop Warner.
yeah,
and that defense is still really shaky to me. And I liked what I saw with the Bears defense first 2 weeks. I think they'll be able to hold. I actually like the over in this game. It's at 44.5.
yeah.
I think the Bears will be able to score more than people think. So I like the Bears +7. And then I like the juicy Packers money line at +150. They're in San Francisco. It's basically a pick 'em game. San Francisco is getting those 3 points from being at home. And as we've talked about, I just don't like San Francisco that much this year, especially with the injuries. Well, I like them as a team. I think they're just a little bit overhyped. And
I love that money line pick. That
Yeah.
is something that I'm going to be honest with you. I may or may not have put $100 down for the show on the Packer money line.
you may or may not have put some units down.
some units down.
No dollar totals. We don't want to tell the people what we're giving. All right. Let's actually fuck it. Yeah, $100. Give me $100 on the Packers money line. Let's go to our props. I'll start with my props. There's only one. We each only have one. I like Chase Edmonds over 79 total yards. As we were talking about earlier on our or as you guys were talking about on your football show or the Cardinals show last night, this Jaguars team just doesn't seem like they're going to be that team to show up and play. The Cardinals might be looking through this game because they have the Rams next week, so that does worry me a little bit. But I think that Kyler just hates losing so much, and he's going to take pride in this game. And I think they're going to give Chase Edmonds the ball a lot more than we've seen.
I do too.
So yeah, the over total yards, I think it's a lock, dude. He catches the ball so much out of the backfield. He's really good. His yak is always really good, and he gets a lot of carries. And so there's something to be said about him being a true running back. Like he's an undersized guy, but he's a solid, just a backfield guy. So I like that. And I don't think they utilize James Conner enough for him to take away that many carries.
Well, if James gets into the action, you would think maybe goal line, which touchdowns aren't going to affect that. And Chase Edmonds right now, I think 6th in the NFL in yards per carry at 5.4. That's not going to slow him down against Jacksonville. And I think that given the injuries to the offensive line, given the situation with Kyler Murray sacked last week under duress in the second half with Hopkins banged up, much to the chagrin of our audience that are Cardinal fans, I think it's going to be a conventional approach this Sunday with the running game. And I think that's overdue because you want to come out with a victory. You want to control the line of scrimmage, but you want to have people healthy, knock on wood, for week 4 at LA. That's when you're going to need your stars to shine. You can get away with a conservative approach this Sunday, against an Urban Meyer-led team that is looking really dejected right now.
Yeah, it was funny on the mic'd up they had from week 2. It was a joke by Urban Meyer, but to me, it was also like, this is probably what he's thinking. He went up to, I forget what coach he went up to. He's like, everybody in this league is good. There's some good football players. Like talking about how
he's SOS. Please help me. Please save me.
Yeah.
Pay me $20 million a year.
Yeah, I got to see more from Trevor Lawrence to get excited, man. He looked good in the second half of that game last week, but I don't know. All right, well, one thing that always looks good is
Hey,
the
where's my
layout.
prop? I have a prop.
Oh, I was just trying to get
This
to
is
the
what
read.
happens. I leave the show for one effing day, and my props get cut. All my segments get cut.
Sorry, Johnny. I was actually going to bring Jacob on for the second half
That's
of the
fine. I'm
show.
gonna close my stream here.
All right, bring up Johnny's props.
Give me my props so I can help the people win some money. Same game, Packers at San Francisco. Devontae Adams, who was quiet last week,
Very.
first to score a touchdown against the Niners secondary, where the Josh Norman's corpse is going to be guarding him on that first possession. If the Packers get the ball first, I guarantee Devontae Adams is the first to put it in the end zone. My only concern with this is Packers defense has been kind of hit or miss. They let Detroit score first last week. Of course, the hot mess that happened against New Orleans week 1. So they need to win the toss, because I could see, Kittle, one of their 100 running backs, going long on the Packers. But if the Packers get the ball first, Devontae Adams, book at plus 700 right now.
Wow,
Easy.
I love that. There's some juice. So we got a question from Saul, our GM here at
Look at
PHNX.
that. I'm like, who is that? That's a great looking picture. That's not.
So he wants to know if UA will cover the 17.5 that Oregon's favored by in the first half of the game. I think the total line on that on DraftKings Sportsbook's 28 for the whole game. And I would say yes. I genuinely think that this team in the first half, they're going to come out and try to show that they're a real football team, that they're capable of playing the sport. But then in the second half, they're going to get absolutely killed. I think Oregon wins this game by 30 plus, but I do like UA to cover that 17.5 spread in the first half. What do you think, Johnny?
When you're Oregon and you have to convince the powers that be to let the Pac-12 in to the Final Four, you need massacre games. You need games where they look at the schedule, even though we know the state of Arizona football right now, University of Arizona, but they're in the Pac-12. It's a Pac-12 team. It's not a 1AA team. It's not a cupcake university. You want them to be able to look at the Final Four and say, Oregon put up 70 points on U of A. What? They're going to be out for blood this weekend. I think they cover easily.
Yeah, so for you, that's really easy to say. Saul was right there when he asked that question, so I was terrified.
I don't have to make contact with it. Eye contact.
Well, so in that moment, as a U of A football fan last week, you were probably heartbroken. Not you specifically, but U of A football fans watching that NAU game. Leah behind the computer was probably heartbroken, but not as heartbroken as you would be if you missed the odds you wanted when you're betting live on DraftKings Sportsbook, but that doesn't happen because the app is so fast. So if you want to get on this action, live betting is here and it is in full force. I was telling them before the show, I had a buddy, Nick, that texted me before the show, and it's good and bad that sports betting's legal, because I get to sports bet, but my stupid ass friends do too. So they'll text me saying like these awful questions. The question I got before the show today was, "Hey Shane, do you think there's going to be an upset this weekend?" What the fuck is yes, that happens regularly.
All the favorites will win. They'll cover.
But if you want to put some money on the underdogs this weekend, NFL or college, bet just $1 on any of those football games. You get $150 in free bets when you use code PHNX. Just $1 on any of these games gets you $150 in free bets instantly. And right now, these DraftKings same game parlays are, I want to say, keeping me alive, but I'm not winning that much money on them because I'm bad at them. But if you are conservative with your bets and you're smart, you can make a lot of money on these same game parlays. You can parlay a Devontae Adams anytime touchdown with an Aaron Rodgers under 7.5 rushing yards, which hit last week, by the way.
Really?
And combine those odds, and in that same game, they boost your odds to win the bet. So they're super fun, super easy to use. If you don't know how to use them, we'll give you some betting tutorials coming up on PHNX YouTube and website here in the next couple days. But download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today. Use code PHNX, get $150 in free bets instantly when you place $1 or more on any NFL game. 21 plus, Arizona only. 1-800-NEXT STEP.
I didn't mean to interrupt your read. I thought you were done.
Well, you interrupted the most important part. So how about you shut your mouth for 5 seconds? 21 plus, Arizona only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT STEP. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit, $1 wager required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. All right, peasant, what did you want to say?
I was gonna commend you. That sounds like a hell of a deal. And you know what else? You know what else is a great deal? Equally great is the PHNX, gophnx.com members deal of the week. Right now, today, 20% off all of our fine Arizona Cardinals gear, our t-shirts. There's 2 of them. They're hot fire. Go check them out. Listen, if you get a new membership to gophnx.com and you pay the annual fee of just $59.88, you're getting a free t-shirt, right? And on top of that, you can mix and match your 20% off. You get access to PHNX social discount or social lounge Discord social discount, where you can come yell at me about all my terrible takes on the Arizona Cardinals. Get premium video, right? Get access to unlimited devices. Get all my free articles, which are fantastic. They're free if you join. They're not free for the public. You got to pay for them. And then on a monthly basis, first month's only 50 cents. So you're like, Johnny, I don't really like you on this bet show, but I'm going to give your articles a try. Give me $50, go read it, and then you'll be hooked. And then from there, it's $8.99 per month. You get all those benefits and more that I just laid down. That's at gophnx.com. Sorry I interrupted you, man.
No, you're all right, man. Let's go back to what you said about the social discount. I know that was a misstep, but that's something I actually am looking for. A lot of the times I have trouble interacting with people. So does that social discount cover my anxiety?
I've noticed that about you. I'm gonna be honest with you. When we're doing the football show, I'm like, something's just not right with this guy.
I just get so nervous when you're here in person. There's something about your aura. It just throws me off.
I'm 5'6.5". I'm very intimidating. I weigh 155 pounds, and I'm looking to mess you up when I'm around.
You're 5'6.5", but your personality's 7'1".
Thank you.
All right, let's get on to our DraftKings pick of the week, the lock it up segment. This is where we make our money, baby. Johnny, let's start off with you. What is the Johnny jackpot for this Sunday?
You stole this earlier, unbeknownst to me. Patriots -3. Jameis and company, they're living in like Radisson Inn's hotels to begin the year. They're going to Gillette Stadium. They haven't been home in 3.5 weeks. That is going to be the equally as bad of a disaster from Jameis that we saw from Zach Wilson last week. I'm not sure that the Saints score. What's happened to Alvin Kamara is gone, right? They just hasn't been productive. I think their lack of elite weapons at receiver, especially since Michael Thomas is gone, that's not helped them. I think that the Saints are a big-time fraud. I think what we saw against the Packers in week 1 was an outlier. And I again, Mac Jones is going to do just enough to keep the train on the tracks, but I think they cover that easily. I would love this number if it was -5 or 6.
Yeah, I love it. I really don't see Jameis outperforming Bill Belichick.
No.
This game to me reminds me of a lot of what would happen it hasn't happened yet, but I would love to see this. It would be like if Jameis and Bill Belichick played chess. I think Bill Belichick would absolutely steamroll him, and I'd pay to see that. I'd take
saying Jameis is dumb, but we just don't think highly.
I'm not saying Jameis is dumb. I'm saying Bill Belichick is smart.
Yeah.
Let's get that out of the way. But I'm taking Bill Belichick -3 pawns, 100% in that matchup. Yeah, so that would be my lock if that was happening.
Get ready with your winnings now. You can cash out.
All right, let's get to the Dieffenbach. Mine isn't as juicy as your prop, but I like Davante Adams to score anytime. As we said, he had a quiet week. He didn't get in the end zone last week. And I really just think that Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams are going to act like that picture they posted on Instagram, like it is the last dance. I don't know what week 1 was. They looked a lot better in week 2. Aaron Rodgers showed that he's still a good football player. And Davante Adams, in my opinion, is the best true wide receiver in the NFL.
I agree with all of that because he is younger than Hopkins, than D-Hop. If our viewers are right of mind, they will take both of these locks, go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app, put them in a parlay, put as much money down as they want, go put a down payment on a motorcycle and a pool. It's going to cash out.
Not real advice.
Things are going to be hopping. These are all, we're just having fun.
What you got any plans this weekend, Johnny? You gonna do anything fun?
I'm going to be in studio Sunday morning with you and our good friend, our GM Saul, for our football show. And then I'm going to watch the Cardinals stomp Jacksonville, 10 a.m. Arizona time. I'm going to try to get out an article this afternoon for the fine folks who have the membership to go PHNX.com. Tomorrow's a family day. Figure out, maybe go for a walk. Got a T-ball game in the morning. Just nice. So much goodness.
Can I bet on that game?
Yeah. Don't bet on my son's team.
Does your son have any props?
Yeah. He'll throw his bat or plus 500 that he actually runs down to first base and remembers.
I'll take the minus 500 on that, or whatever the odds are, minus 300 on him not running to first base. I'll stop him. Okay, that's it. That's it for Football Friday, folks. Appreciate you guys joining us. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Tap that app, as we say on our Sunday show, 9 a.m. This Sunday. We have a fun show, another crossover between DNVR at 3:30 for ASU. You can catch Johnny tonight at 7 p.m. And yeah, go phnx.com. Appreciate you guys. Peace.